Today, we're really honing in on a big one, weight loss. I know it's on a lot of people's minds.
Definitely. It's everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's just so much information out there, and honestly, a lot of it seems to conflict, right? Based on the stuff you sent over, it feels like people are looking for a clear path.
Absolutely. And that's what we're going to try and do today. Cut through some of that noise.
Yeah,
Our goal here isn't just surface level stuff. We want to give, real clarity, maybe some motivation, and definitely a practical plan, whether someone's just starting out or maybe they feel stuck or just curious.
exactly. Because the big takeaway, I think, especially from the research you highlighted, is that this isn't just about like eating way less or spending hours at the gym.
Right. It's much more holistic. Is that the right word?
Yeah, I think so. It's about understanding your own body, getting your mindset right, and building habits that actually, stick for the long haul.
Mm-hmm. It's about making informed choices, being consistent, not feeling like you're punishing yourself.
Yeah,
It's a big one.
totally. And you mentioned how overwhelming all the info can be. That itself can stop people before they even start.
It really can. So we're going to break it down. Simple
Yeah.
steps, actionable things.
Okay. No magic bullets, no lose 30 pounds in a week kind of promises.
No, definitely not. Setting people up for failure isn't helpful. This is about um, laying a solid foundation for real change, lasting change.
Okay, sounds good. So let's dive in then. Why do so many people, I mean, people with really good intentions, why do they struggle so much with weight loss? Why do things fall short?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it links back to some of that behavioral stuff you're reading about.
Right.
There's this really common idea, maybe a misconception, that if someone doesn't succeed, it's just because they're lazy or lack willpower.
Yeah, you hear that all the time. And it's easy to internalize that, right? To blame yourself.
Totally. But the research, it just doesn't really back that up for most people. It's usually more complicated.
So what are the traps? What are the things people actually like fall into?
Well, okay, think about those super extreme diets.
Hmm.
You know the ones, promising crazy fast results.
Uh-huh.
Physiologically, they're just really hard to stick to. Plus, you often end up lacking nutrients, and then boom, the weight comes right back. Sometimes more when you stop.
The rebound effect. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or skipping meals. Seems logical, right? Cut calories.
Yes, skip breakfast, save some calories.
But it can mess with your body's energy regulation,
Hmm.
your metabolism. You end up hungrier later, maybe overeat. Sometimes restricting too much can even slow that metabolism down. Your body's trying to conserve energy.
That's a really key point, the body fighting back almost. And you flagged an article about expectations too. People want results now.
Hmm. Instant gratification.
Yeah.
And when weight loss feels slow, which it often is, it's super demotivating.
Right.
It's like trying to sprint a marathon.
Yeah.
You go all out at the start.
And then you crash and burn halfway through.
Precisely. You
Wow.
burn out, which leads to this idea, maybe a reframe based on some positive psychology stuff you read.
Mhm.
Don't think of it as punishment. Think of it as an upgrade to your lifestyle, your well-being.
Oh, I like that. An upgrade. Feels more positive, yeah. Focusing on gain, not just loss.
Exactly. So if those common ways often fail, what actually works? What are the foundational strategies?
Let's get into that. What's the solid ground here?
Okay, let's start with a really basic formula, but it's effective. First part, and this echoes a lot of your sources, eat clean, not less.
Okay, eat clean, not less. So quality over just quantity reduction.
Exactly. It's not about starving yourself. It's about swapping out the heavily processed stuff for whole, nutrient-dense foods.
Right, the stuff that actually gives your body what it needs. Like what specifically?
Like protein, lean protein sources,
Yeah.
really important for feeling full, satiety,
Yeah.
and maintaining muscle.
Okay, protein, got it.
Then fiber.
Yep.
Fruits, veggies, whole grains,
Yeah.
good for digestion. Blood sugar also helps you feel full.
Right, fiber's huge.
And don't forget healthy fats, avocado, nuts, olive oil, essential for hormones, general health. This whole approach, focusing on these whole foods, can also really help with things like insulin resistance, which some articles mentioned, helps manage cravings too.
That feels way less restrictive than just eat tiny meals. It's about making better choices, more nourishing ones.
Exactly. Much more empowering. Okay, second part of the formula, stay in a calorie deficit, but don't starve.
Ah, the calorie deficit, the core principle.
Yep. Energy balance. You need to consistently take in fewer calories than your body burns. That includes your BMR, your resting metabolism, plus activity.
So burn more than you eat, basically. How much of a deficit are we talking?
Well, a common starting point, and often sustainable, is aiming for maybe around 500 calories less per day. But, and this is crucial, moderately.
Right, don't go crazy.
Don't go crazy. Slashing calories too hard can backfire. Slow metabolism, crazy cravings, makes it way harder to stick with it.
So it's finding that sweet spot. Enough of a deficit to lose fat, but not so much that you feel awful and deprived all the time.
Precisely. And that's where, tools like tracking apps. You mentioned MyFitnessPal.
Yeah, I've played around with it.
They can be really useful, especially at the start, just to see where your calories are actually coming from. Understand the macros, protein, carbs, fat.
So it's like an educational tool initially, not necessarily forever.
Exactly. Build awareness. Then maybe you become more intuitive over time. It's not about obsessing forever for most people.
Okay, that makes sense. Get the baseline understanding. And the third part.
Move daily. Simple, but vital.
Movement. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Regular physical activity, it burns calories, obviously. Great for heart health, boosts mood, helps keep muscle while you're losing fat.
And it doesn't have to be like CrossFit every day, right?
Yeah.
Some sources mention simpler stuff.
Absolutely not. Consistency beats intensity,
Right.
especially at first. Aiming for something like, say, 10,000 steps a day, or just 30 minutes of anything you enjoy.
Walking, dancing, swimming.
Whatever. Anything that gets you moving, and importantly, that you can actually see yourself doing regularly. Find something you like, or at least don't hate.
That makes it sustainable.
Okay.
So eat clean, moderate deficit, move daily, solid foundation. But, knowing the stuff and actually doing it consistently, that's the hard part. Which brings us to habits, right?
Exactly. That's the bridge. Long-term success isn't a temporary diet. It's about building sustainable behaviors, things that just become part of your routine.
So what are the really impactful habits, the ones that make a big difference?
Okay, one that gets overlooked constantly, sleep.
Sleep, really?
Oh, absolutely. Aim for at least, say, 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Lack of sleep messes with your appetite hormones. Ghrelin goes up, leptin goes down. Basically, you get hungrier and crave junk food more.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. When I'm tired, I definitely reach for sugary stuff. Quick energy fix.
Classic response. Another basic one, hydration, water.
Right. Drink more water. How much are we talking? Some articles mention quite a bit.
Yeah, guidelines often suggest around 3-4 liters a day. It sounds like a lot, maybe.
It does.
But sipping throughout the day helps. It can help you feel fuller, might give metabolism a tiny nudge, and it's just essential for everything your body does.
Okay. Need to keep that water bottle handy. Conscious effort.
Definitely. And then liquid calories. This one's sneaky.
Yeah. Sodas, fancy coffees.
Sugary drinks, juices with added sugar, those massive calorie bomb lattes. Cutting way back or eliminating those can make a huge difference. Those calories add up fast, and they don't make you feel full like food does.
Right. Empty calories, basically. Easy to overdo it without realizing.
Totally. And one more habit around tracking progress. Try not to weigh yourself every single day.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Daily weight fluctuates like crazy. Water retention, hormones, what you ate the night before. Seeing those little ups and downs can be really discouraging, even if the overall trend is downwards.
So maybe weekly weigh-ins instead.
Weekly is often better. Gives you a clearer picture of the actual trend, smooths out the daily noise, less mental drama.
That's a great tip. Takes the pressure off. Okay, so we've got diet, exercise, key habits like sleep and water. But a lot of the reading really hammered home the mental side of things.
Oh, massively. Yeah, some people throw around numbers like, it's 70% mental.
Wow. 70%.
Well, the exact number is debatable, obviously, but it highlights how critical mindset is. It's huge.
It's dealing with the tough stuff, right? The setbacks, the doubting yourself, the temptation.
Exactly. Setbacks will happen. Nobody's perfect 100% of the time. It's normal. Feeling discouraged is normal, too. The trick is having a plan for those moments.
And a key strategy, I saw this repeatedly in the notes, is not letting one bad meal ruin the whole week.
Yes, that all-or-nothing thinking is so destructive. One meal, one slip-up. It doesn't cancel out all the good choices you made.
So what do you do?
Acknowledge it. Maybe learn from it. Like, okay, I was really stressed or whatever. No judgment. And then just get right back on track with your next meal or the next day. Simple as that. Progress, not perfection.
It's like a slight detour, not driving off the road completely.
Perfect analogy. Yeah. Which just reinforces how important consistency and persistence are. Even when progress feels slow or you hit a plateau, remember, every healthy choice adds up. It's the long game. Those small steps, done consistently, that's what gets results.
That's really good to hear, especially for those frustrating weeks where the scale doesn't budge.
Okay, we've covered strategies, habits, mindset, powerful stuff. Now let's bust some myths. There are so many weird ideas floating around about weight loss.
Oh, definitely. And they can really lead people astray. Okay, common one. Skipping meals is a good weight loss trick.
Yeah, we hear that constantly. Cut out breakfast or lunch, less calories, lose weight faster. Simple, right?
Seems simple, but like we said earlier, it often backfires. You end up ravenous later, prone to overeating, plus it can mess with your energy, maybe even your metabolism long term. Eating regular balanced meals is usually much better. Keeps things steadier.
Okay, so skipping meals is generally out. What about supplements, the fat burners, the magic pills? Do you need expensive stuff? Ah, the supplement world. It's huge, isn't it? But honestly, most weight loss supplements offer very, very little real benefit, if any.
Really? Despite all the ads.
Yeah, the foundation is always going to be diet and exercise. Be super wary of anything promising miracles. Often they don't work. Sometimes they have side effects. Stick to the basics we've talked about. Save your money.
Good advice. Focus on what's proven. Okay, last myth. Spot reduction. Like doing a million crunches to melt belly fat.
Size lightly. Yeah, that one just won't die, will it?
Apparently not.
But physiologically, your body just doesn't work like that. You can't tell, okay, just burn fat from my stomach now.
So where you lose fat from is just luck of the draw, genetics.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Genetics plays a big role. When you're in a calorie deficit and losing fat overall, you'll lose it from all of your body. Eventually, that includes your belly or thighs or wherever you tend to store it. Crunches strengthen your abs, which is great. But they don't specifically burn the fat on top of the abs.
So overall, fat loss is the only way to lose fat in a specific area.
Got it. That clears up a lot. Wow, okay, we have covered a ton of ground in this deep dive. What's the final takeaway, the main message you want people to hold on to?
I think the biggest thing is perspective, this whole weight management thing. It's not a race. It's not a project with an end date. It's really an ongoing journey, part of a healthy lifestyle.
A marathon, not a sprint, like you said earlier.
Exactly. There will be good weeks, there will be tougher weeks. Progress might speed up, then slow down. That's all normal. The key is to embrace that process. Focus on building those good habits consistently. And maybe, most importantly, be kind to yourself. Be patient.
Consistency and patience. Seems like those are the magic ingredients, really.
They truly are. Sustainable results don't happen overnight. It takes time, consistent effort, commitment. But if you put in that consistent effort, the positive changes will come. It's not about chasing perfection. It's about progress, about building a healthier, happier you. And, that's definitely worth the effort.